Good morning and welcome. I want you to think about your morning routine for a moment. For many of us, it's a cherished time of day, quiet, peaceful, a moment to ourselves before the world wakes up. And for a lot of us, that routine includes a nice, refreshing glass of water first thing. It's something we've been told is good for us for years, and it is. But what if I told you that the way most of us are drinking that morning water might actually be working against us? That something as simple and healthy as a glass of water could, if done incorrectly, be causing us some real problems? It sounds surprising, doesn't it? How could water possibly be a problem? Well, as we get a little older, our bodies change. They don't handle things quite the way they used to when we were 40 or 50. Our metabolism, our digestion, even our balance, it all becomes a little more delicate. And that means the habits that served us well for decades might need a little fine-tuning to keep serving us well now. That morning glass of water is a perfect example. It's one of the best things you can do, but only if you're avoiding a few common, and frankly, dangerous mistakes. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to walk through 5 of these mistakes, and I'll explain not just why they can be tricky for us, but exactly what to do instead. It's all about making a small change for a big payoff in how you feel throughout your entire day. So, let's pour ourselves a glass, figuratively, for now, and let's start with the first mistake, which is one I think nearly everyone makes. The first dangerous mistake is drinking your water too quickly. Now, I know the feeling. You wake up, you're thirsty, your mouth is dry, and you just want to get that water into you. So you take that tall glass and you down it in a few big, hurried gulps. It feels satisfying in the moment, but for your body, it's a bit of a shock. You're essentially sending a large, cold bolus of water straight into an empty stomach that's just waking up. When you do that, a couple of things happen. First, it can cause that sloshing, uncomfortable feeling in your belly. It can lead to that bloated sensation that makes you not even want to think about breakfast. But more importantly, especially for us, drinking too much water too fast can cause a sudden, albeit temporary, shift in your electrolyte balance. This can lead to a slight drop in blood pressure, which might make you feel dizzy or lightheaded when you stand up. And we all know that a moment of dizziness at our age is the last thing we need. It's a real risk for a fall. So, instead of gulping, the solution is to sip. Treat your morning water like a fine cup of tea. Take small, gentle sips over the course of 10 or 15 minutes. Let your stomach welcome the water gradually. This gives your body time to absorb it properly, hydrates you more effectively, and avoids that jolting feeling. It's a small change in pace that makes a world of difference. Now, the second mistake is closely related to the first, but it's about the temperature of the water. A lot of people love to start their day with a big glass of ice-cold water. They say it wakes them up. And I understand the appeal of that brisk, cold shock. But from the perspective of your body, especially first thing in the morning, that icy water is like throwing a bucket of cold water on a sleeping engine. In many traditional health systems, like Ayurveda or traditional Chinese medicine, the morning is considered a time to kindle your digestive fire, to gently stoke your metabolism for the day ahead. Icy water does the opposite. It can stun that system. It can cause the blood vessels in your stomach to constrict, which actually slows down digestion and can make it harder for your body to absorb the water and the nutrients from your breakfast later on. For some people, it can even trigger stomach cramps. So, what's the ideal? The best thing you can do is reach for a glass of warm or room temperature water. Think of it as soothing and awakening your system from the inside out. Warm water is much gentler on your digestive tract. It helps to flush your system, can gently ease, well, shall we say, sluggish morning bowels, and it helps your body hydrate without having to work to heat the water up first. It's a simple switch from the fridge to the countertop, or a quick minute in the microwave, and it's a profoundly kinder way to treat your body first thing. And that leads us perfectly into the third mistake, which is perhaps the most overlooked one of all. It's not drinking your morning water with just a tiny pinch of salt. Now, I can see the look on your face. Salt? But we're always being told to avoid salt. And that's true for the processed salts in canned foods and snacks. But I'm talking about a very small amount of a good, high-quality sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. You see, water alone is great for hydration, but to truly get that water into your cells where it's needed, your body needs electrolytes, and the most important one is sodium. When you drink plain water, especially on an empty stomach, it can sometimes just pass right through you without being fully absorbed. This is particularly true as we age and our body's ability to regulate fluids becomes less efficient. By adding just one little pinch, and I mean a pinch, not a spoonful, of natural salt to your warm morning water, you're creating a natural electrolyte solution. This helps the water be absorbed directly into your bloodstream and then into your cells, hydrating you at a much deeper level. It's like giving the water a key to unlock the door to your cells. You'll find that you feel more genuinely hydrated, your energy is more stable, and you might not feel as desperately thirsty mid-morning. It's a tiny habit that has an enormous impact on your overall hydration and mineral balance. So, we've covered 3 crucial mistakes already: gulping it down too fast, drinking it ice cold, and forgetting that little pinch of salt to help it work. These might seem like small details, but when you put them all together, they transform that simple glass of water from a potential problem into one of the most powerful health tools you have. And there are still a couple more mistakes we need to talk about, because what you drink with your water, and when you drink it, are just as important. But we'll get to those in just a moment. Now, where we left off, we were talking about how that simple glass of water becomes so much more powerful when we sip it slowly, make it warm, and add that tiny, helpful pinch of salt. It's fascinating, isn't it, how these little adjustments can make such a big difference in how we feel. It's not about doing anything drastic, it's about working with our bodies, not against them. And that brings us to the 4th mistake, which is one I think a lot of us make with the very best of intentions. This 4th dangerous mistake is drinking a large glass of water right before you eat your breakfast. Now, you might be thinking, but I thought drinking water before a meal was good for you. It helps you feel full. And you're right, to a point. But timing is everything. If you finish a big glass of water and then immediately sit down to your bowl of oatmeal or your eggs and toast, you're actually creating a bit of a challenge for your digestive system. You see, our stomachs produce digestive juices, including hydrochloric acid, which are essential for breaking down the food we eat. When you flood your stomach with a large volume of water just before a meal, you're diluting those precious digestive acids. Think of it like watering down a powerful cleaning solution, it just won't be as effective. For us, as we get older, our production of stomach acid can naturally decline a little anyway, so we don't want to weaken it further. When your food isn't broken down properly, it can lead to that heavy, uncomfortable feeling after eating, to bloating, gas, and even nutrient deficiencies over time because your body isn't able to extract all the good vitamins and minerals from your food. So, what's the ideal timing? It's much better to have your warm, salted water about 20 to 30 minutes before you plan to eat. This gives your body plenty of time to absorb the water, hydrate your system, and get it ready for the day, without interfering with the digestive process. Then, when you sit down to eat, your stomach acids are strong and ready to go to work. If you're thirsty during your meal, it's perfectly fine to take a few small sips of water to help moisten your food, but avoid drinking a full glass until you've finished eating and given your body a little time to start its work. It's a simple shift in the sequence of your morning, but it can make your breakfast so much more comfortable and nourishing. And that leads us directly into the 5th and final mistake, which is perhaps the most common of all. It's the mistake of thinking that any liquid in the morning is just as good as water. Now, I'm going to step on a few toes here, and I apologize in advance, but this is so important. For many of us, that first beverage of the day isn't water at all, it's a hot cup of coffee or a nice cup of tea. And I am not here to tell you to give up your morning coffee or tea. Goodness, no. I enjoy mine too much for that. But the mistake is making that your first drink of the day, before you've had any plain water. Here's why that's a problem. Both coffee and black tea are what we call diuretics. That's a fancy word for something that makes you lose more water than you take in. They signal your kidneys to flush out water and salts. So, if you wake up after a long night, which is already a period of mild dehydration, and the first thing you do is drink a diuretic, you are actually starting your day by increasing your level of dehydration. It's like trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. You might feel temporarily perked up by the caffeine, but your cells are becoming even thirstier. This can contribute to that mid-morning energy crash, to dry skin, and even to constipation. The solution is beautifully simple. It's not about giving up your coffee, it's about the order in which you do things. Make it a new rule for yourself: water first. Always water first. Give yourself that 20 to 30 minutes we talked about with your warm, gently sipped, lightly salted water. Hydrate your system deeply at a cellular level. Prime the pump. Then, after that time has passed and perhaps even after you've had your breakfast, you can enjoy your cup of coffee or tea without it undermining your hydration efforts. You'll likely find you don't even need it as much, because true hydration is one of the best energy boosters there is. So, there we have them. We've walked through all 5 of these common mistakes: drinking too fast, drinking it too cold, forgetting a pinch of salt, drinking right before a meal, and choosing coffee before water. When you step back and look at them, it's really a story about being a little more mindful, a little more gentle with ourselves first thing in the morning. It's about turning a simple act of consumption into an act of true self-care. It really is something, isn't it? How 5 small, simple adjustments can completely transform something as everyday as your morning glass of water from a routine habit into a powerful ritual for your well-being. We've talked about the how, the when, and the what, but before we finish up, I want to bring it all together and talk about the why in a way that I hope will really stick with you. Because understanding the why is what turns advice into lasting change. You see, when we avoid these 5 mistakes, we're doing so much more than just drinking water correctly. We are actively setting the stage for our entire day. Think of your body in the morning as a delicate, intricate garden that's been sleeping all night. You wouldn't start by flooding it with a fire hose of ice-cold water, would you? Or by pouring something on it that would wash away the very nutrients it needs? No, you'd go out there with a gentle watering can, with warm water, and you'd tend to it with care. You're doing the exact same thing for your own internal garden. By sipping slowly, we're allowing that hydration to seep in deeply, nourishing every cell without shocking the system. By choosing warm water, we're waking up our digestion gently, encouraging circulation, and soothing our internal organs. That tiny, little pinch of salt? That's like adding a perfect, mineral-rich fertilizer to the water, helping it to truly hydrate us at a cellular level, boosting our energy and our nerve function. By timing our water before our meal, we're ensuring our digestive fire can burn bright and strong, allowing us to get the most goodness and energy from our breakfast. And by choosing water before our beloved coffee or tea, we are filling our own well first, making sure we have a foundation of hydration that can't be easily depleted. It's a chain reaction of goodness. When you start your day this way, you might notice that you feel less stiff when you get out of your chair. You might find you have a clearer head and a more settled stomach. You may even discover that your appetite is better, your skin feels nicer, and that general feeling of dragging through the morning starts to lift. These aren't miracles, they are the natural, logical results of giving your body exactly what it needs, and the way it can best use it, at the most important time of the day. Now, I would love to hear from you. This is a conversation, after all. In the comments below, tell me, which of these 5 points surprised you the most? Was it the one about the salt? Or maybe the timing with your breakfast? Perhaps you've already been doing one of these things and you've felt the benefit. Please, share your experience. Your story could be the very thing that inspires someone else to make a small, positive change in their own life. We can all learn from each other. If this conversation has been helpful for you, if you've learned something new about caring for that wonderful body of yours, please do give this video a like. It truly helps this channel reach other wonderful people like you who are looking for simple, practical ways to feel their best. And of course, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We have so many more of these gentle, helpful conversations planned, all designed to help us navigate these later years with more vitality, joy, and good health. Remember, my friend, getting older isn't about learning to live with more aches and less energy. It's about learning to listen to our bodies more closely than ever before and responding with kindness and wisdom. It's about the small, daily habits that add up to a life of well-being. You have the power to make a significant impact on how you feel, one simple, mindful sip at a time. So, from my heart to yours, here's to your health. Here's to peaceful mornings, vibrant days, and to living your very best life at any age. Thank you for watching.